could do that. I don't care what you say.
Hey, what's up, football family? Such a great community to be in the 2K5 community. The week 1 ratings are complete, about as complete as we're going to get them. Super big, huge thank you to Bad Al for all of his help, updating, tweaking, creating new tools, adding features, helping to get these rosters to where they are. And like everything, it's a best effort, right? So, I mean, we do the best that we can. Obviously, there might be some blemishes, some overlooks, maybe a couple things here or there, but if you share that feedback, we can correct and fix that as we make future updates to the roster. So, link will be in the description. Head over to the repo. You're going to download the package. What I did is I included this here now, so there's a file hash associated with the zip file. So after you download the zip file, week 1 ratings, download that file. We're going to check the file hash for the file that was just downloaded. So we'll take a look at the file that was just downloaded, right? Let's open up PowerShell. Move that over here, and we'll type in get file hash, hit tab, hit space, right? That's what we want. Now hold your left shift on your keyboard and then right click your zip file, and then you'll see copy as path. Select that, come back over to PowerShell, and then you can paste. Just right click, it'll paste, hit enter to return that, and then here you'll see it returns what the hash is for that zip file. So now we can come back over here and take a look. Does it match? 21D51, 21D50. Looks good there, right? 8081, and then the last one's A25. So look, so this is a good way for you to check the file hash matches what you're downloading, so that there's no question about, hey, maybe the zip file was corrupted or its integrity was, you know that what you're downloading matches what is on this dude's repo, basically. So I'm going to go ahead and extract this guy here. This is all the week 1 ratings. Alright, open this up. So what we did, so there's a utils folder in here. Included our MyMC, Fins Editor, the Draft Class tool, Bad Al's tool. So if you need them, cool. If not, you guys have probably been rocking this for years now too, so probably no big surprise there. Excuse me. In the mods directory, if you're playing on emulator PCSX2, I'm going to open up my install directory here. So what you'll do is you'll come into mods, and there's this Ross Portraits 24. So it's a GME mod. You will take this, you will copy it or move it, right? It doesn't matter. Mine's already in there, but I'll overwrite it. It's all good. So you'll copy this over. So something to keep in mind with this year's week 1, well, with this year's rosters in general, is that I got away from maintaining the old cyber faces and portraits. I know there's a lot of time, sweat, blood, and tears that went into that, but they will always be in the state that they're in for previous years. This year, however, moving forward, I decided to get away from that because of some of the automation and tool feature updates, so that we're going to use the portraits the same that you would find if you went to Madden rating site. So some of the cyber faces won't be there. Actually, none of them will be. If others in the community want to pick that up, more than welcome to. And I'm sure there's going to be different variations and modifications. Take the roster files that are released, make them yours, share them, improve them, so it's all good. So something I did see on Operation Sports, though, that I wanted to help with was someone asked for the PSU format. So what I did was I included a memory card here for the emulator with the roster files on it if you want that. The max files are here, roster and franchise. And then there's also the PSU format is included, and then PS3, I don't play it, but people still do, so here's the roster save files converted for you. Xbox saves are here. Something really cool this year, and my bad for previous releases, is that the names of the game saves weren't really accurate, right? They were just the default rosters. I didn't really do anything with that, but using Xemu, right? So now using that emulator, it helped me. So I was actually, you'll see that the game saves now actually have a friendly name, right, for the year that they are. So that's cool. Xemu's included. There's a bin file that Bad Al had created, and I just kind of started adding stuff to it. If you want to attach it with the rosters already included, if not, we'll run through how to copy those over the Xbox ones for Xemu emulator. So same things, right? So if you get this, you're playing on emulator, PCSX2 or PS2, your franchise file. Before you load that, you might want to open it in Fins tool, right? So you can select the team that you want, because right now all teams are set to user. So pick your favorite team, right click on the icon for the team, pick who you want to play as, right? I'll pick the Lions. They kind of looked pretty good the other day. I would right click here, control this team only. You set that, say okay, you save your file. Now all the others are going to be CPU, right? So that will be the team. That's how you select your team. You can save that. I'm not going to. Close out of there, say no, but you would say yes. Now when you want to load that roster file into your game, right, so you're going to come over, you're going to say, where's my memory card at? I'm going to copy here, but I know it's in my C install directory, right? So I'm going to open up my MC utility. I'm going to open up the memory card that I want to go to. These files already exist, but I will scrub them and just copy them over. So I am going to import, and I'm going to go from my demo folder. So I'm going to take them from the week 1 PS2, right? I'm going to max format, or PSU. You can bring in either one to the emulator. I just always do the max one. So roster, bring that in. Now your files will be here for you, and then when you load your game, you load that for emulator. However, before you actually load the rosters, open up your GME tool, scroll down till you see ROS Portraits 24. You're going to want to load that for all the portraits for this year. Once that's loaded, load up your game, play, and you'll have everything ready to go. Xbox, use whatever method you use to transfer that over. Same thing with PS3, whatever you guys do for that. I will show you the Xemu thing real quick. Let me open up FileZilla because it's just really file transferring. It kind of reminds me of what I did with my 360 when I would transfer, only I would have a physical disc. So if you have a Xemu setup and you want to do that, there's just take this and copy it into your install directory, that bin file, and then when you load your game, you go to debug monitor, and then you're going to copy out the syntax that we put in here, right? So you copy, you put it into the console, you return that, you say stop, you return there, right? And then you copy this line, and you're going to return that string, and then you're going to continue, right? So now your emulator will see this bin file that you copied into your install directory. So you hit debug, get rid of that, right? Reset, right? Let it do its thing. We'll get in there and we'll just show you the files real quick, and then I'll show you how you can transfer those over. My experience with using Xemu is that every time I relaunch it, it doesn't recognize the bin file that I mounted, so I just copy them directly onto the internal disk and call it. And we're going to go to options here. Load, save, load, yes, right? So this is the internal disk, and then if you trigger over, you'll see here it is. And you can see because of this now, you'll see NFL 225, franchise week 1, roster week 1. So they're named better now for you guys that are playing on console or Xemu emulator. But if you didn't want to do this and attach this, what we'll do is I'm going to load the Hexen 2018, and I'm going to reset. And there's a link for someone that Bad Al had shared. I'll have to find the link and share it with you guys on how to set up your initial thing. But once you get it set up and you have this file, you'll go to number 5, Dashboard Tools, Dashboard Repair Tools, 522, Install Dashboard, say yes to that. And then you're going to back out, and you're going to go down to number 8, which is Xbox Admin, File Explorer, go to E. You want the Dash folder, Evolution X, and then you want to go to this one, the .xbe. So once you run that, you can minimize that, come over to your FileZilla, and this I already have set up. It's just basically broadcasting, looking on my local network for the 2121 port. So this is the internal disk, right? So if you come here, it's kind of like what you would do on your 360, or at least it reminds me of what I used to do when I would do it using File or Explorer, whatever it was. I'm going to delete these files. You would come into wherever your saves are, and you would just basically drag over. So this reminds me a lot of what I would do with my 360 when I would copy roster files over. You basically just copy those over into this directory, and then when you load the game, you will see the saves, and you're all good. So that's one way to do it if you didn't want to use the bin file. But just keep in mind that if you do use the bin file for the Xemu emulator, you might have to connect that each time. And the syntax is included, so no worries if you forget it. It's in the README, right? You just run each one of these strings, and then you'll be connected, and you'll be good to go. So those options are out there for you. So again, portraits, let me just show you portraits real quick. When it comes to the Xbox saves, what we did was we did a best match, face match. So the default photo should be assigned based on best match for whoever the dude is, whoever the player is. So it should be pretty accurate, pretty close. Best match, best effort, right? So if there are issues, reach out, or you can tweak it yourself, however you want to do that. For the PS2 emulator one, though, I'll show you the difference between what I'm talking about with the portraits. Just take that down a little bit. So I'll say no. So we'll go to options here, right? We're going to load, and we are going to load our week 1 roster file. Features. Take a look at the manager here. So okay, so here you can see that the photos assignments are pretty much generic for what you would see if I went to Madden EA site. You would see these are the photos that we're using, right? So the reason why I decided to do that this year was because it's automated now. It's really awesome. and it takes a fraction of the time that it used to when we were doing this the longhand way, I want to say. So again, if people want to introduce cyber faces back, right, and to customize the other portraits, you're welcome to do it. The assignments, I could pull them out and give them to, put them up somewhere for people to get to them, but you can really extract just the photo, and then based on that, you can use the spreadsheet that was put together a few years ago to kind of line up if you want to. So there's things you can do there, but this is what the portraits are going to be like. And it looks fine in game. I don't see anything reason why we wouldn't do that anymore using this method. So again, big thank you to everyone that contributed, everyone that helps with everything each year. It's super cool. And rosters really is the meat and potatoes when it comes to this game, in my opinion, right? Because it's nice to have the texture replacement, but it's not something you could easily do on a console, right? Because we don't have a way to do that really. And then without that emulator piece, it kind of just isn't there, right? But I will say that playing on Xemu is awesome because the graphics, the detail, the gameplay is just, it has such an edge, right, for the Xbox version. It always has. But anyway, enough of that. I hope everyone enjoys the Week 1 ratings. Again, super big shout out and thank you to Bad Al for all the work, collaboration, everything. This wouldn't be where it is without your help and continued, thinking outside of the box to create all these really cool features and tools. So thank you. Hopefully everyone enjoys these rosters. Enjoy playing this season with all your favorite dudes. If you see any issues or standouts, a skin tone difference here or there, whatever, just share some feedback in the community. We'll pick it up, and then if there's going to be future updates to the roster as the season goes on, we'll take that feedback and make those changes. So have fun playing. Thanks everyone. Take care. And it is our 20th anniversary of playing this awesome game. So have fun. Enjoy the season. Take care.